welcome to my channel. If you enjoy this story, don't forget to subscribe and like. Lieutenant Riley Kane sat in the briefing room of Frontier 12 Station, eyes glued to the data screen, but his mind drifted like a ship lost in the void. Across from him was Ambassador Veyra of the Thalori, a being whose bronze-gleaming skin shimmered like a neutron star's surface. Her eyes burned red, twin cores of a star ablaze, and the glowing filaments along her spine pulsed like constellations suspended in the cosmic dark. Her sleek, scale-like suit revealed those filaments, now flaring gold like a supernova's flame, now softening to the warm orange of a distant planet's sunset. Riley forced himself to focus on the military alliance talks. Humanity needed Thalori energy shields to fend off deep space attacks. The Thalori craved Earth's spatial tactics. A fair trade. But Veyra's filaments kept tugging at him, a signal from the universe he couldn't decode. "Focus, Kane," he chided himself, gripping the stylus tighter. "This isn't the time to get lost in alien biology." Veyra leaned forward, her filaments flaring as if sensing his gaze. Her scent, like embers laced with star wind, hit him like a plasma wave. She smiled, revealing teeth that glinted like meteorite crystals. "Lieutenant Kane," her voice low and smooth as a black hole's echo, "you haven't weighed in on tech-sharing ratios. We propose an even split. Your thoughts?" Riley jolted, nearly dropping the stylus. "Great, now you look like an idiot," he thought, coughing to mask his fluster. Yeah, sounds fair," he managed, straining for confidence. "But I'd suggest a phased rollout, maybe 3 years, to adapt our systems to the Ori energy. It's stronger than we're used to." "Not bad, Kane," he congratulated himself, though his mind still snagged on the flickering light along Veyra's spine. Colonel Morgan, the station's commander, sat at the table's head, her glare slicing through him like a laser. "Thank you, Kane," she said, voice cold as Martian ice. "But I expect you to focus on the treaty, not the scenery." Riley's face burned. Caught red-handed, he thought, wishing he could melt through the deck. Veyra nodded, her filaments shifting to a warm orange, like a star cooling. "A cautious suggestion, Lieutenant," she said, her tone layered with meaning, as if playing a private game. "A phased approach will let our species sink." "But—" She paused, tilting her head, red eyes glinting like twin nebulae. "Is something distracting you? Or does this treaty need more details to hold your attention?" Riley swallowed hard, feeling the room's eyes on him. "Don't mention the filaments, don't mention the filaments," he told himself. "No, Ambassador," he said quickly, voice cracking slightly. "I'm just considering all angles." "Angles?" "God, Kane, you were staring at her back like a lovesick rookie." Veyra's smile turned playful, as if she heard his chaotic thoughts. "All angles?" she echoed, her voice a slow melody pulling him in. "Impressive, Lieutenant. A careful man like you must be curious." Her filaments flickered faster, a cosmic rhythm. "Perhaps we should discuss privately during the break? To explore these angles?" Riley opened his mouth, but before he could sputter something that didn't make him sound like a bumbling pilot, Morgan stood. "1 hour recess," she declared, her voice cutting through like an energy pulse. "Kane, stay." The delegates filed out, footsteps and murmurs echoing. Veyra rose, her filaments blazing gold like a miniature supernova. "I'll be in the diplomatic wing, Lieutenant," she said, her voice light but laced with promise. She glided away, and Riley couldn't help noticing how her filaments pulsed with each step, a living flame in the cosmic dark. Morgan pulled him aside, her voice low and sharp. "Kane," she hissed, "I don't care if she glows or sprouts wings. Keep your head clear. This alliance matters more than any curiosity you have about her." "Got it?" "Got it, Colonel," Riley mumbled, nodding. But in his mind, Veyra's filaments still flickered, a distant signal. "Morgan thinks I'm smitten. She's not wrong, but it's not just a light." The briefing room emptied, and Riley clutched the data screen, trying to sort his thoughts. He was a pilot, not a diplomat, but Veyra was a cosmic puzzle. Reports on the Thalori mentioned bronze skin and red eyes, but not a word about glowing filaments, or how they seemed to speak to him. Does it glow brighter when she looks at me? He wondered, then shook his head. You're imagining things, Kane. Yet his feet carried him toward the diplomatic wing. Frontier 12's corridors gleamed, but Veyra's scent, embers and star wind, lingered, drawing him like a slow-burning star. Veyra stood by a doorway, her filaments pulsing like a cosmic heartbeat. Lieutenant Kane, she said, her voice an invitation. I thought you might not come. Afraid my light would disorient you. Riley grinned, stepping closer. I'm a pilot, Ambassador. I live for bright, shiny things. He raised an eyebrow, though his heart raced like a thruster engine. But those filaments of yours, they're a bit of a distraction. Veyra tilted her head, her filaments flaring. Distraction? She asked, voice teasing. Or fascination? I noticed you watching them closely, Riley. She stepped nearer, her scent wrapping him like a thermal wave. What are they making you wonder? Riley swallowed, feeling like he stood before a star, beautiful and dangerous. I wonder if they mean something, he said, voice trembling slightly. They light up when you talk, like they're reacting to me. Veyra laughed, a sound like a meteor streaking through the night. They're an energy organ in female Thalori, she said, her voice velvet smooth. They sense emotions, a flame reflecting the soul. And yes, they're noticing you. Her filaments flared, as if proving her point. Riley blinked. So, they know what I'm thinking? Great, now you sound like a cosmic fool, he thought. Not quite, Veyra said, smiling. But they know you're curious. She touched his arm, a warmth spreading like her flame brushing him. Your curiosity is intriguing, Riley. His calm buzzed, cutting through. Kane, ops room, now! Morgan's voice barked. Riley sighed, looking at Veyra. Duty calls, he said, stepping back. But we'll pick this up, right? Veyra smiled, her filaments flickering like a promise. I look forward to exploring your fire, Lieutenant, she said. Riley turned away, heart pounding, the image of her filaments burning bright in his mind. The private dining room in Frontier 12's embassy wing was silent as a drifting ship in deep space. Dim light from glowing wall panels cast a faint purple hue, like twilight on a sunless planet. Riley Kane sat across from Veyra, the Thalori ambassador, a cold glass of water before him, but it did nothing to cool the heat coursing through his veins. Veyra held a glass of radiant red liquid, shimmering like a star's slow-burning core. Her scent, embers laced with star wind, rich and wild, filled the air, making Riley's head spin, as if he stood near an erupting stellar vent. Focus, Kane, he told himself, gripping the glass. This isn't the time to lose it over alien wine. Veyra tilted her head, the glowing filaments along her spine flickering like a tiny galaxy. Her brown skin gleamed in the purple light, and her red eyes, twin nebulae, locked onto him, as if reading his every errant pulse. Call me Veyra when it's just us, all right, Riley? She said, her voice velvet smooth, gentle but magnetic, urging him to lean closer. Riley flashed a grin, shoulders easing. Okay, Kane, don't screw this up. Then call me Riley. He shot back, raising an eyebrow, trying for confidence though his heart thumped like an overclocked thruster. So, what have you learned about humans, Veyra? Besides the fact we spill water when startled? He glanced at his glass, recalling his near choke in the briefing room. Veyra laughed, a sound like a meteor flashing by, brief but brilliant. She sipped her red liquid, and her filaments flared, shifting from gold to warm orange, like a supernova reignited. I know humans are brave, she said, her red eyes glinting like a star's core. Curious, sometimes recklessly so. And, she paused, her smile teasing. Easily drawn to the unfamiliar. Like my filaments, for instance. I've seen you studying them, Riley. They intrigue you, don't they? Riley nearly choked on his water, coughing like a rookie pilot hitting debris. Great, Kane caught again, he thought, rubbing his neck to hide his burning face. Sorry if I was rude, he said, voice off-key. They just glow like some cosmic fire. The Thalori reports didn't mention them, so I wasn't sure if I missed something. Smooth, Kane. Now she thinks you're a slacker who skips briefings. Veyra leaned closer, her filaments pulsing faster, a cosmic rhythm mirroring her mood. No need to apologize, Riley, she said, her voice low and warm, like a gentle plasma wave. Curiosity marks a strong soul. On the Ori, we honor those who dare to ask. She set her glass down, her ember star scent flooding the space. Let me explain. These filaments are an energy organ in female Thalori. They absorb and emit emotions, a flame reflecting the soul. Different from humans, but I assure you. Her smile widened, teeth glinting like meteorite crystals. I'm female, by both our standards. Riley exhaled, then chuckled awkwardly, feeling like he just dodged a spatial vortex. Thanks for clarifying, he said, shaking his head at his own cluelessness. I feel a bit dumb for not knowing. I mean, I fly warships, not study biology. Great, now you're making excuses, he thought, wanting to kick himself. Veyra touched his hand lightly, her fingers warm as dying embers. Her filaments blazed gold, like a newborn star. Don't shy from seeking knowledge, she said, her voice low, pulling him like a gravitational field. Your curiosity is captivating, Riley. Her warmth spread through him, his heart racing like a ship prepping for launch. Riley swallowed, feeling like he faced a star, beautiful and perilous. All right, Kane, don't ruin this. So, what else do you see in me? He asked, voice shaky but bold, raising an eyebrow to reclaim some pilot swagger. Besides my habit of staring at shiny things? Veyra laughed, her filaments flickering like a joyful galaxy. I see a pilot, she said, red eyes gleaming like nebulae. But also an explorer, chasing new horizons. I see you wanting to understand me, not just as an ambassador. She tilted her head, filaments warming to orange. And I see a small fire in you, Riley. Ready to blaze if kindled right. Riley blinked, unsure if that was a compliment or a challenge. Small fire? What's she calling me now? He thought, but her smile erased his self-mockery. He leaned in bolder. You talk about fire, he said, voice low. But those filaments, they're like a living star. I can't help but look. Veyra smiled, her filaments flaring like a supernova. Then look, she said, her voice an invitation. On the Thalori, we don't hide emotions. The filaments are our pride, our link to the cosmos. She paused, then added, voice playful. And to curious souls like you. Riley felt his face heat, but this time he didn't back down. All right, Kane, play along. So, can I ask more? He said, raising an eyebrow. Like, do they always glow like that, or only when you're noticing someone? Nailed it, Kane. Maybe you're not hopeless. Veyra laughed brightly, a sound like a blazing meteor. So curious, she said, leaning closer, her scent wrapping him like a thermal wave. They shine brighter when I'm intrigued. Like when a human pilot looks at me as if I'm a cosmic riddle. Her filaments pulsed, as if agreeing. Riley opened his mouth, but a thought hit him. Did she just say, intrigued? God, Kane, don't misread this. He took a breath, staying cool. So, what are they saying about me now? He asked, voice trembling but curious. Veyra touched his hand again, her fingers brushing like a plasma wave. That you're a fire burning, she whispered, her filaments blazing like a newborn star. Brief but fierce. Very human. Riley felt her warmth spread through him, as if her filaments touched him across space. God, Kane, you're melting, he thought, but he didn't pull away. He wanted to ask more, to know if her filaments felt his racing pulse, but her eyes, twin nebulae swirling, held him fast. His wrist calm buzzed, shattering the moment. Kane, ops room now? Colonel Morgan's voice snapped, sharp as a laser. Riley sighed, looking at Veyra with regret. Perfect timing, universe. Duty calls, he said, standing, still feeling her warmth on his hand. But we're not done, right, Veyra? Veyra smiled, her filaments flickering like a playful flame, as if laughing with her. I look forward to exploring your fire, Riley, she said, her voice a promise, like a signal from afar. Don't let duty snuff it out. Riley turned away, heart pounding, her filaments still blazing in his mind. A dining room, an alien ambassador, and a curious pilot. He had a feeling things were about to ignite, and not just figuratively. Veyra's private quarters on Frontier 12 station glowed with faint red light, like a star's core burning slow. The humming wall panels pulsed softly, a living planet's heartbeat. The air was thick with her scent, embers and star wind, so potent Riley Kane felt like he'd stepped into a collapsing stellar vent. Veyra stood at the room's center, her suit shimmering like supernova scales, bearing the glowing filaments along her spine. They flickered, gold like cosmic flames one moment, orange like a far-off planet's dust the next, singing a wordless song. A low table held strange fruits glinting like meteorite crystals and 2 glasses of radiant orange liquid, exuding gentle heat. Riley adjusted his uniform, trying for calm, but his heart raced like a thruster pre-launch. Focus, Kane, he told himself. This is a ritual, not a suicide mission. Don't botch it in front of the alien. Veyra stepped closer, her red eyes, twin nebulae, sparkling with delight. Nervous, Riley? She asked, her voice velvet smooth with a teasing edge that made him want to grin back. Having second thoughts about joining my ritual? Riley chuckled, tugging his collar as if it choked him. Not exactly, he said, raising an eyebrow to mask his jitters. Just not sure this uniform screams alien ritual. I mean, I fly warships, not dance under starlight. He glanced at her suit, then thought, Great, Kane, you just compared her ritual to a party. Apologize now. Veyra laughed, a sound like a meteor streaking through the dark, brief but radiant. She circled him, her filaments pulsing with each step, a cosmic heartbeat. Your uniform fits perfectly, she said, her voice gentle but magnetic, like a gravitational pull. This ritual honors those who dare light the darkness, Riley. You're more worthy than you know. She gestured to the table, where the orange liquid glowed like a star's core. This is a sharing of stories, energy, and the fire within. Riley sat, eyeing the liquid warily. Fire within? Sounds like it'll burn you to ash, Kane. Fire, huh? He teased, smirking. Feels more like a barbecue than diplomacy. You sure this won't literally set me ablaze? Veyra giggled, her filaments flaring like a tiny supernova. Maybe both, she said, raising her glass, the orange light reflecting in her red eyes. To the light between stars. Riley lifted his glass, winking to hide his racing pulse. To new fires, he replied, voice lower than intended. He sipped, and the liquid flooded his tongue like whiskey mixed with sunlight, warm and sharp. It spread through him, his mind expanding, as if he stood amid a sea of blazing stars. Whoa! He gasped, eyes lighting up. This is like a supernova exploding in my mouth. Great, Kane, you just called her ritual an explosion. Real smooth. Veyra smiled, her filaments shifting to deep red, like a star's raging core. Nectar from Thalori stellar vents, she explained, her voice a soft plasma wave. It syncs energies, opens new connections between souls. She leaned closer, her ember star scent enveloping him. In Thalori culture, our energy organs aren't hidden. They're our pride, a symbol of our power to light the dark. Riley took another sip, warmth pooling in his chest. On Earth, we tend to bottle up emotions, he said, voice slowing, as if the nectar pulled him into a new orbit. Maybe 'cause we're scared of burning too bright. Or burning wrong. God, Kane, what are you saying? You sound like a drunk pilot. Veyra tilted her head, her filaments softening to golden warmth, like a young star. What do you fear, Riley Kane? She asked, her voice gentle but piercing, like an energy pulse brushing him. Riley laughed dryly, heart racing. Don't say something stupid, Kane. Screwing up an interstellar alliance, maybe, he said, shrugging to hide his unease. Or letting my fire flare before I understand it. Smooth, Kane. You might actually be getting better at this. Veyra laughed brightly, a sound like a blazing meteor, and her filaments flared like cosmic flames. A clever answer, she said, red eyes glinting. But this ritual demands truth, Riley. She touched his hand, her fingers warm as dying embers, her filaments blazing, as if singing with her pulse. If you were honest, what would you say? Riley inhaled deeply, meeting her eyes, feeling like he was falling into a nebula. All right, Kane, don't chicken out. That I can't stop thinking about you, he said, voice trembling but steady, holding her gaze. That those filaments, they make me want to know you, not just as an ambassador. Like they're calling me. God, Kane, calling me. She'll think you're unhinged. Veyra smiled, her filaments blazing like a newborn star. She stood kneeling beside him, her fingers hovering near his cheek, a breath away. May I touch you? She asked, her voice low, a whisper from the cosmos. Riley nodded, heart pounding like a thruster engine. Veyra touched his cheek, her fingers warm as a star's core. Human skin, so strange. She murmured, red eyes sparkling. Soft yet alive, like a planet waking. Riley, emboldened by the nectar, reached for her filaments. They hummed under his fingers, singing like meteors streaking by. They're alive, he said, smiling, feeling like he touched a star. You're a living flame, Veyra. Smooth, Kane. You might just deserve this ritual. Veyra closed her eyes, her filaments flaring like a supernova. They sense energy, she said, voice trembling slightly. You make them burn beautifully, Riley. She opened her eyes, placing a hand on his chest, feeling his pulse. Your heart races. One chamber, but a cosmic furnace. Riley laid his hand on her chest, feeling her filaments' rhythm blend with his heartbeat, like two stars orbiting. Am I feeling you? He whispered, eyes locked on her. Like a fire, burning in me. God, Kane, you sound like a poet pilot. Veyra nodded, her filaments flickering like agreement. Human souls shine, Riley, she said, her voice a soft plasma wave. Brief, but fierce, like a meteor. They drew closer, breaths mingling, her amber star scent wrapping him like a gravitational field. His wrist calm buzzed, shattering the moment. Kane, ops room, now. Morgan's voice sliced through, sharp as a laser. Riley sighed, pulling back, still feeling Veyra's warmth. The universe sure knows how to pick its moments. Duty again, he said, standing, looking at her with regret. But we'll keep going, right? Veyra smiled, her filaments twinkling like a joyful galaxy. The cosmos always has room for new fires, Riley, she said, her voice a promise, like a signal from afar. Don't let them fade. Riley turned away, heart pounding, her filaments still blazing in his mind. A ritual, an alien fire, and a curious pilot. He knew things were about to explode, and not just a glass of nectar. The operations room of Frontier 12 station thrummed with tension, a pulse hammering Riley Kane like a rogue plasma wave. Holographic screens glowed with red alerts, tracking hostile signals slicing through the asteroid belt beyond the station's orbit. Colonel Morgan stood at the command console, her face carved from iron, barking orders as crew members scrambled. Riley leaned against a bulkhead, uniform still crisp from Veyra's ritual, but his mind churned like a ship caught in a gravity well. 1 minute you're sipping alien nectar, the next you're prepping for war, he thought, rubbing his temple. Veyra stood beside him, her bronze skin gleaming under the harsh lights, her filaments flickering, gold one moment, crimson the next, like a star on the verge of collapse. Her ember star scent cut through the room's sterile air, grounding him despite the chaos. Focus, Kane. Don't let her light pull you off course. Morgan spun toward them, her voice sharp as a laser. Kane, Ambassador Veyra, we've got unidentified ships, 3 of them, bearing down from the belt. Energy signatures don't match Thalori or Earth tech. Thoughts? Her eyes flicked to Veyra, then Riley, daring him to prove he wasn't just a distracted pilot. Riley straightened, heart kicking like a thruster engine. All right, Kane, don't screw this up. Pirates, maybe? He offered, scanning the holodata. Or scavengers sniffing around for scraps. That belt's a hotspot for unregistered rigs. He glanced at Veyra, hoping she'd back him up, but her filaments pulsed erratically, like a warning flare. Veyra stepped forward, her red eyes narrowing like twin nebulae sensing a storm. Not pirates, she said, voice low but firm, cutting through the room's buzz. These signatures resemble Thalori extremists. The pure flame faction. They reject our alliance with humanity, see it as a stain on our fire. Her filaments flared crimson, a cosmic rage. They've been quiet for cycles, but this feels like their spark. Riley blinked, processing her words. Extremists? Great, now it's not just politics, it's zealots with guns. So, they're crashing our party because we're getting along too well? He said, raising an eyebrow, trying to lighten the mood. Bad move, Kane, he thought as Morgan's glare burned through him. Stow the quips, Kane. Morgan snapped, her voice cold as deep space. If they're the Thalori, we need to know their play. Ambassador, what's their endgame? Veyra's filaments dimmed to orange, like a star cooling under pressure. Destruction, she said simply. The pure flame believes purging outsiders will restore the Thalori purity. They'll target the station's core to cripple us. Her eyes met Riley's, a flicker of worry breaking her calm. We can't let them near the energy hub. Riley's stomach twisted. The hub? That's the station's heart. He turned to Morgan. Colonel, X-19 squadron's fueled and ready. I can take a wing, me, Jenkins Patel. We'll intercept before they breach our perimeter. His voice steadied, pilot instincts kicking in. You've flown worse odds, Kane. Don't choke now. Morgan nodded, a rare flicker of approval in her eyes. Do it, Kane. Ambassador, you're with him. Your insight's our edge. She pointed at Veyra, then Riley. Don't let those ships get close. Veyra's filaments flared gold, like a star reigniting. I'll join you, Riley, she said, her voice a quiet vow, locking eyes with him. My filaments can sense their energy patterns. We'll find them. Riley grinned, adrenaline surging. Her on my wing? Hell yeah. Then let's light up the dark, Veyra, he said, striding toward the hangar, her ember star scent trailing like a comet's tail. Don't get cocky, Kane. Zealots aren't pushovers. The hangar bay roared with activity, mechanics shouting, engines humming like angry stars. Riley climbed into his X-19 fighter, a sleek dart of black and silver, its cockpit glowing with NAV screens. Veyra settled into the co-pilot's seat, her suit shimmering like supernova scales, filaments pulsing against the harness. Comfortable? Riley asked, flashing a grin as he powered up the controls. Veyra's red eyes glinted, a playful spark amid the tension. As comfortable as a human flying a tin can into battle. She teased, her filaments flickering like a cosmic laugh. Don't crash, Riley. I'd hate to miss our next conversation. Riley chuckled, heart racing for reasons beyond the fight. No promises. He shot back, easing the throttle. The X-19 rumbled, then screamed out of the hangar, plunging into the void. Stars glittered like scattered jewels, but Riley's focus locked on the NAV screen, tracking 3 blips weaving through the asteroid belt. There you are, you fiery bastards. Got a lock. Jenkins crackled over the comm, his voice tight. They're fast, too fast for scavengers. They're pure flame. Veyra confirmed, her voice steady but urgent, filaments pulsing crimson. Riley, their lead ship's emitting a high-energy spike. They're charging something, likely a plasma lance. Riley's grip tightened on the controls. Plasma lance? That'll carve us like a comet through dust. Stay sharp, squad. He ordered, voice calm despite his pounding heart. Flank left, Patel. Jenkins, cover right. Veyra, can you pinpoint that lance? Her filaments flared, gold threading crimson, like a star fighting collapse. It's the lead ship, she said, eyes half closed, as if hearing the void's pulse. Port side, third module. If you hit it, they'll lose power. Riley banked hard, the X-19 screaming through a gap in the asteroid belt. Copy that, he said, lining up the shot. Hold tight, Veyra. He fired, a pulse of blue energy lancing through the dark, striking the enemy ship. Sparks erupted, and the blip flickered on his screen. Direct hit. Patel whooped over the comm, lead ships limping. Veyra's filaments blazed gold, a cosmic cheer. Well done, Riley, she said, her voice warm, brushing him like a plasma wave. But the others are regrouping. Riley glanced at her, her red eyes burning with focus. God, she's fierce. Then let's finish this, he said, diving back into the fray, heart pounding like a supernova ready to burst. The X-19 fighter tore through the void, stars blurring past like cosmic fireflies. Riley Kane gripped the controls, sweat beading on his brow as he wove between asteroids, chasing the remaining pure flame ships. Alerts flashed on his NAV screen. 2 enemy vessels, their energy signatures spiking like twin pulsars. Beside him, Veyra sat rigid, her bronze skin gleaming under the cockpit's glow, her filaments pulsing, crimson threaded with gold, like a star caught in a storm. Her ember star scent filled the cramped space, steadying Riley despite the chaos. Keep it together, Kane, he thought, dodging a jagged rock. You've got zealots to fry and a glowing co-pilot to impress. Riley, they're splitting, Veyra said, her voice sharp, cutting through the engine's hum. Her red eyes scanned the screens, filaments flaring as if tasting the enemy's intent. One's heading for the station's flank, likely targeting the shield array. Riley cursed under his breath. The shields? If those go, we're space dust. Jenkins, Patel, take the straggler. He barked into the comm. I'm on the leader. He glanced at Veyra, her filaments pulsing faster, like a cosmic heartbeat. Any tricks up those glowing sleeves, Veyra? She tilted her head, a faint smile breaking her focus. My filaments aren't sleeves, Riley, she teased, her voice a soft plasma wave. But they're syncing with the enemy's energy. The lead ship's core is unstable, overloaded. A precise hit could chain react their systems. Riley raised an eyebrow, impressed. Syncing? That's some next-level glow. Point me at it, he said, banking the X-19 toward the lead ship, a sleek dagger of Thalori design glinting against the asteroid belt's haze. His screens lit up, targeting systems locking on. This better work, or we're gonna be a very bright meteor shower. Veyra's filaments blazed gold, like a star reborn. It's syncing with you too, she murmured, eyes half closed, as if feeling his pulse through the void. Your reflexes, they're sharper now. Trust it, Riley. Riley blinked, feeling a strange clarity, like the cockpit screens glowed brighter, his hands moving faster than thought. Is that her filaments messing with me? He shook it off, focusing on the target. Here goes, he said, firing a volley of plasma bolts. The shot struck true, and the enemy ship erupted in a silent bloom of fire, debris scattering like dying embers. Hell yeah! Jenkins crackled over the comm. Lead ship's toast, Kane! Veyra's filaments softened to orange, a cosmic sigh. You trusted the sync, she said, her voice warm, brushing him like a thermal wave. It made the difference, Riley. Riley grinned, heart still pounding. Sync, huh? Gotta admit, that was slick. Couldn't have done it without your light show, he said, winking. But we've got one more to, shit! An alert screamed, the second ship looping back, its weapons hot. Riley, incoming! Veyra shouted, her filaments flaring crimson, a warning flare. The enemy ship unleashed a plasma lance, a searing beam grazing the X-19's wing. The cockpit shook, sparks flying, and Riley yanked the controls, spinning them clear. Son of a hold on! He growled, diving behind an asteroid. His screens flickered, damage alerts whining. Not good, Kane. Not good. Veyra, you okay? Her red eyes burned, filaments pulsing with defiance. I'm fine, she said, voice steady. But they're locking again. We need to end this, now. Riley nodded, adrenaline surging like a thruster burn. Patel, Jenkins, box them in, he ordered, plotting a risky arc on the NAV screen. Veyra, can you find me another weak spot? Her filaments flared, gold weaving crimson, like a star fighting collapse. Ventral thruster, she said, eyes half closed, filaments humming. It's exposed when they fire. Hit it, and they're done. Riley banked hard, the X-19 screaming through a narrow gap in the belt. You're calling the shots, Veyra, he said, lining up the target. The enemy ship loomed, its lance charging. He fired, a single bolt, precise as a needle. The thruster exploded, and the ship spiraled, shattering against an asteroid in a silent blaze. Target down! Patel cheered over the calm. Nice one, Kane! Riley exhaled, slumping in his seat, heart still racing. Holy hell, we did it! He turned to Veyra, her filaments softening to gold, like a star at peace. You're one hell of a co-pilot, he said, voice rough but warm. That sync thing, it's real, isn't it? Veyra smiled, her red eyes glinting like nebulae. It's us, Riley, she said, her voice a soft pulse. Human fire, Thalori flame, together we burn brighter. Her filaments flickered, as if laughing with her. Riley chuckled, feeling her warmth despite the cockpit's chill. God, Kane, you're falling hard. But before he could reply, Jenkins' voice crackled through. Kane, we're picking up a new signal, inside the station. Something's hitting the hub. Riley's stomach dropped. Inside? He met Veyra's eyes, her filaments pulsing crimson, a shared dread. We're not done yet, he said, throttling up. The X-19 roared back toward Frontier 12, stars blurring past, Riley's mind racing faster than the ship. Whatever's waiting, Kane, you and Veyra burn it down. The X-19 screeched into Frontier 12's hangar, landing with a hiss of scorched metal. Riley Kane unstrapped, heart still pounding from the dogfight, and leaped out, boots hitting the deck with a clang. Veyra followed, her bronze skin gleaming under the hangar's harsh lights, her filaments pulsing, crimson threaded with gold, like a star caught in a storm. The air reeked of ozone and fuel, but her ember star scent cut through, grounding him. No time to catch your breath, Kane, he thought, scanning the chaos, mechanics shouting, red alerts flashing. Something's tearing the station apart from the inside. Colonel Morgan's voice boomed over the calm. Kane, Veyra, hub level, now! We've got intruders, the Ori signatures. They're after the core. Riley cursed, grabbing a plasma rifle from a weapons rack. Pure flame didn't quit after we smoked their ships. He turned to Veyra, her red eyes burning with focus, filaments flaring like a cosmic warning. You ready for round 2? He asked, tossing her a sidearm. Veyra caught it, her filaments blazing gold, like a star reigniting. With you, Riley? She said, voice steady but warm, like a plasma wave. Always. She checked the weapon, her suit shimmering like supernova scales, and fell in step beside him. They sprinted through Frontier 12's corridors, boots pounding steel, red lights strobing like dying stars. Riley's mind raced. The core's the station's heart. If they blow it, we're all space dust. He glanced at Veyra, her filaments pulsing faster, as if sensing the threat. Any guesses who's leading this circus? He asked, voice tight but laced with his usual swagger. Veyra's eyes narrowed, filaments dimming to orange, like a star under strain. Calith, she said, voice low, a name heavy with venom. A pure flame zealot. He swore to burn away our alliance. If he's here, he's the spark. Riley's grip tightened on his rifle. Calith, huh? Sounds like a guy who needs a punch in the glow. Then we'll snuff him out, he said, flashing a grin despite the dread curling in his gut. Don't get cocky, Kane. This ain't a simulator. They reached the hub level, smoke curling through the air like a nebula's haze. Sparks rained from severed conduits, and the hum of the energy core pulsed like a dying star's heartbeat. Riley crouched behind a bulkhead, Veyra beside him, her filaments casting faint light in the gloom. Across the chamber, 3 Thalori figures moved, bronze skin, red eyes, but their filaments burned harsh white, like overclocked reactors. The leader, tall and gaunt, held a device pulsing with sickly green light. That's gotta be Calith, Riley thought, sizing him up. Calith! Veyra called, her voice cutting through the hum, filaments flaring crimson, a cosmic challenge. This ends now. You can't burn away the future. Calith turned, his white filaments hissing like solar flares. His red eyes locked on Veyra, then Riley, a sneer twisting his face. "Veyra," he spat, voice sharp as shattered crystal. "You shame our flame, consorting with this human pest." He gestured at Riley, the green device pulsing faster. "This core will fall, and with it, your filthy alliance." Riley bristled, stepping forward, rifle raised. "Pest? Oh, you're asking for it, glow stick. Big talk for a guy hiding behind a bomb." He shot back, voice dripping with defiance. "Why don't you step up and see what humans are made of?" Caliph laughed, a sound like grinding metal. "You're the key human," he said, eyes glinting with malice. "Your presence defile her flame. But it ends here." He raised the device, its green light flaring, the core's hum spiking dangerously. Riley's stomach twisted. "Key? What's this nut job on about?" He glanced at Veyra, her filaments pulsing erratically, a mix of rage and fear. "Veyra, what's he mean?" he whispered, keeping his rifle trained on Caliph. Her red eyes met his, filaments dimming to orange, like a star faltering. "He's wrong," she said, voice low but firm. "You're not a defilement, Riley. You're our spark." Her filaments flared gold, as if defying Caliph's words. Riley's heart kicked, warmth spreading despite the danger. "Her spark? God, Kane, focus. Then let's shut this guy down," he said, nodding toward Caliph. "Together." Veyra smiled, filaments blazing like a supernova. "Together," she echoed, raising her sidearm. They moved as one, Riley laying down suppressive fire, bolts sizzling through the air. Veyra darted forward, her filaments pulsing crimson, dodging a blast from Caliph's guards. She fired, dropping one with a clean shot, her movements fluid, like a comet streaking through the void. Riley advanced, heart pounding like a thruster engine. "She's a damn warrior," he thought, admiration mixing with adrenaline. He aimed at Caliph, but the zealot ducked behind a console, the green device still pulsing. The core's hum grew erratic, alarms blaring. "Riley, the device!" Veyra shouted, her filaments flaring gold, like a star screaming. "It's overloading the core." Riley sprinted, sliding behind a conduit as Caliph's guards fired, plasma scorching the deck. "Gotta get that bomb, Kane." He peeked out, spotting Caliph adjusting the device, white filaments hissing. Riley took a breath, then rolled out, firing a burst. One guard fell, but Caliph spun, hurling a plasma grenade. "Move!" Riley yelled, tackling Veyra behind a bulkhead. The grenade exploded, heat washing over them, shrapnel pinging off steel. Veyra's filaments pulsed crimson, her breath hot against his cheek. "You okay?" he asked, voice rough, still shielding her. Her red eyes burned, filaments softening to gold. "Thanks to you," she said, voice warm, brushing him like a plasma wave. "But Caliph is still armed." Riley nodded, adrenaline surging. "No time for heroics, Kane. End it." He peeked out, seeing Caliph near the core, device glowing brighter. "Veyra, cover me," he said, bolting forward. Veyra fired, pinning Caliph's last guard, her filaments blazing like a cosmic beacon. Riley reached Caliph, tackling him to the deck. The device skidded free, its green light pulsing wildly. Caliph snarled, white filaments flaring, and swung a fist. Riley dodged, landing a punch, his knuckles stinging. "That's for the pest comment," he growled, grappling for the device. Veyra slid in, her filaments crimson, like a star's rage. She kicked Caliph's side, her voice fierce. "And that's for the flame," she said, grabbing the device. Her filaments flared gold, and she slammed it against the deck, cracking its casing. The green light died, the core's hum stabilizing. Caliph slumped, defeated, white filaments dimming to ash gray. Riley panted, standing, offering Veyra a hand. "Nice teamwork," he said, grinning despite the ache in his fist. "You're not bad for a diplomat." Veyra smiled, filaments softening to orange, like a star at peace. "And you're not bad for a human pest," she teased, her voice warm, brushing him like a thermal wave. Her red eyes glinted, a shared spark in the dark. Alarms quieted, Morgan's voice crackling over the calm. Kane, Veyra, status? Riley glanced at Veyra, her filaments flickering like a cosmic laugh. Hubs secure, Colonel, he said, voice rough but steady. Kalith is down. We're good. But as he met Veyra's eyes, her filaments pulsing gold, Riley knew it wasn't over. Kalith called me the key. What the hell does that mean? The station hummed, but a deeper signal stirred in his gut, like a star waiting to ignite. The engineering bay of Frontier 12 station reeked of scorched metal and ozone, smoke curling like a nebula's ghost. Sparks rained from shattered conduits, and the energy core's hum pulsed erratically, a star teetering on collapse. Riley Kane crouched behind a bulkhead, plasma rifle hot in his hands, heart slamming like a thruster engine. Beside him, Veyra's bronze skin gleamed under flickering lights, her filaments blazing, crimson threaded with gold, like a supernova caught in a storm. Her ember stars sent cut through the chaos, anchoring him. Keep it together, Kane, he thought, peeking at Kalith across the bay. The pure flame zealot stood by the core, his white filaments hissing like solar flares, a new device in his hands glowing sickly green. This guy doesn't quit, does he? Veyra's red eyes burned, filaments pulsing with fury. Kalith's device, it's worse than before, she whispered, voice sharp as a laser. It's not just overloading the core. It's waking something. Her filaments dimmed to orange, a cosmic shudder, as if sensing a deeper threat. Riley's gut twisted. Waking something? Great, now it's not just a bomb, it's a cosmic alarm clock. Any chance it's waking up coffee makers? He muttered, forcing a grin to mask his dread. 'Cause I could use a shot right now. Bad time for jokes, Kane, he thought, catching Veyra's faint smile. Focus, Riley, she said, her voice warm but urgent, brushing him like a plasma wave. My filaments sense an ancient signal tied to the core. Kalith is tapping into memories older than our stars. Her eyes met his, a flicker of trust amid the fear. We stop him, or this station, and more, burns. Riley nodded, grip tightening on his rifle. Memories? What's this guy digging up? Then let's snuff his spark, he said, voice steady despite the chaos. He scanned the bay. 2 pure flame guards flanked Kalith, their white filaments flaring, weapons hot. 3 on 2. We've had worse odds. Kalith's voice echoed, cold and jagged like shattered crystal. You're too late, Veyra, he sneered, adjusting the device, its green light pulsing faster. This human's taint awakened the signal. His DNA, his presence, unlocked what should have stayed buried. His red eyes locked on Riley, glinting with malice. You're the key, pest. And your fire ends here. Riley froze, heart kicking. My DNA? What the hell's he talking about? Buddy, I'm just a pilot. He shot back, raising his rifle, defiance masking confusion. If I'm a key, you picked the wrong lock. Keep him talking, Kane. Buy time. Veyra's filaments flared gold, like a star defying collapse. He's lying, Riley, she said, voice fierce, stepping closer. You're not a taint, you're our spark. The signal chose you because you're human, curious, alive. Her hand brushed his arm, warm as dying embers, steadying him. Kalith laughed, a sound like grinding steel. Foolish child, he spat, raising the device. The signal is Thalori, a relic of our ancient fire. This human's blood only profanes it. The core's hum spiked, alarms blaring, and the green light flared, casting eerie shadows. Riley's mind raced. Signal, DNA, ancient fire, focus, Kane. Veyra, what's the play? He whispered, eyeing Kalith's guards closing in. That thing's about to blow, or worse. Her filaments pulsed crimson, a cosmic war cry. The device links to the core's matrix, she said, eyes half closed, as if hearing the signal's pulse. If we sever the connection, it dies. But we need to get close. Riley grinned, adrenaline surging. Close? That's my kind of stupid. Cover me then, he said, bolting from the bulkhead. Veyra fired, plasma bolts sizzling, dropping one guard. Her filaments blazed, lighting the bay like a beacon. Riley sprinted, dodging a blast, and slid behind a console, heart pounding. Almost there, Kane. Kayla spun, white filaments hissing, and fired a pulse. Riley ducked, the shot scorching the deck. You can't stop the flame. Kaelith roared, the device's light flaring brighter, the core's hum screaming. Veyra leaped forward, her suit shimmering like supernova scales, and tackled the second guard, her filaments crimson with rage. Riley, now! She shouted, pinning the guard, her sidearm blazing. Riley lunged, tackling Kaelith. They crashed to the deck, the device skidding free, its green light pulsing wildly. Kaelith snarled, swinging a fist, but Riley blocked, landing a punch. That's for the pest crap, he growled, grappling for the device. His fingers closed around it, hot as a dying star, and he yanked its cables loose. The green light flickered, then died, the core's hum stabilizing. Kayla slumped, white filaments dimming to ash. Veyra stood, panting, her filaments softening to gold, like a star at peace. You did it, Riley, she said, voice warm, brushing him like a thermal wave. Her red eyes glinted, a shared spark in the dark. Riley exhaled, tossing the dead device aside. We did it, he corrected, grinning despite the ache in his knuckles. You're not bad for a glowing warrior, Veyra. God, Kane, she's incredible. But her filaments pulsed erratically, crimson threading gold, a warning. Riley, she said, voice low, stepping closer. The signal, it's still active. Kaelith woke something bigger. Her eyes met his, fear and trust tangled. You're part of it, your spark, your humanity. Riley's stomach dropped. Part of it? What am I? A cosmic light switch. Then we'll figure it out, he said, voice steady, offering her a hand. Together, right? Veyra took his hand, filaments flaring gold, like a star reborn. Together, she echoed, her warmth spreading through him, a promise in the dark. Alarms quieted, but a deeper hum stirred, like a signal from the void, waiting to ignite. The command deck of Frontier 12 station vibrated softly, a low hum like a distant star's pulse. Riley Kane stood by a viewport, staring at the asteroid belt beyond, its rocks glinting like scattered jewels in the cosmic dark. His uniform was scuffed, knuckles bruised from the fight with Kaelith, but his mind churned faster than a ship in hyperspace. Ancient signals, my DNA. The key. What's this universe trying to pull? He thought, rubbing his neck. Veyra stood beside him, her bronze skin glowing faintly, filaments pulsing, gold threaded with orange, like a star caught in quiet thought. Her ember star scent wrapped him, steadying his racing heart. Focus, Kane. Whatever's coming, you've got her. Colonel Morgan paced nearby, her face etched with strain, hollow screens around her flashing with data on the signal Kaelith had stirred. Kane, Veyra, she said, voice sharp but tired. That device triggered something beyond our tech. The core's stable, but we're picking up ripples. Deep space anomalies, heading this way. Her eyes flicked to Riley, then Veyra, a rare crack in her iron facade. What do you know? Riley shifted, feeling the weight of her stare. Great, now I'm the cosmic expert. Not much, Colonel, he said, voice rough but honest. Kaelith rambled about my DNA waking some ancient Thalori relic. Called me a key, which, frankly, sounds like a bad sci-fi flick. He flashed a grin, hoping to ease the tension, but Morgan's glare didn't budge. Tough crowd, Kane. Veyra stepped forward, her filaments softening to orange, like a star cooling. It's more than Thalori, she said, voice steady, red eyes scanning the holodata. My filaments sensed memories, vast and old, tied to the core's energy. Kaelith's device tapped into a network, a cosmic archive, maybe. And Riley. She glanced at him, filaments flickering gold, a quiet awe. Your presence amplified it. Your humanity. Riley blinked, heart kicking. Amplified? God, I just wanted to fly ships, not play galactic sparkplug. So what? I accidentally tripped a cosmic burglar alarm, he said, raising an eyebrow, trying to keep it light. Any chance it's friendly? Veyra's smile was faint, her filaments pulsing gently. It's not hostile, not yet, she said, voice warm, brushing him like a plasma wave. But it's awake, and it's curious, like you. Her red eyes held his, a shared spark, making his chest tighten. Morgan cut in, voice cold as Martian ice. Curious or not, it's a threat until we know more. Kane, you and Veyra are on recon. USS Valor's prepped, long-range scout ship. Find that anomaly, report back. Don't engage unless you have to. Her eyes narrowed. And Kane? No heroics. Riley saluted, half mocking to hide his nerves. No promises, Colonel, he said, winking at Veyra. Heroics? With her glowing like that, I'm already in over my head. The USS Valor's cockpit was a cocoon of glowing screens and humming drives, stars streaking past like cosmic fireflies. Riley eased into the pilot's seat, hands steady on the controls, while Veyra settled beside him, her suit shimmering like supernova scales, filaments casting faint light. Ready to chase ghosts, Veyra? He asked, flashing a grin as the ship cleared Frontier 12's orbit. Her red eyes glinted, filaments flickering like a cosmic laugh. Ghosts, Riley? She teased, voice velvet smooth. Or stars waiting to shine? With you, I'm ready for anything. Her filaments pulsed gold, a quiet promise, warming him despite the void's chill. Riley chuckled, heart racing for reasons beyond the mission. God, Kane, she's gonna be the death of you. Then let's light up the dark, he said, throttling up. The Valor surged, plunging into deep space, sensors pinging as they tracked the anomaly, a faint ripple in the void, like a whisper from a forgotten star. Hours later, the sensors screamed, locking onto a massive cloud of energy, swirling like a nebula gone mad. Riley's screens lit up, data spiking. That's no ripple, he muttered, banking the Valor for a better view. The cloud pulsed, tendrils of light stretching miles, alive and restless. Holy hell, it's a damned cosmic squid. Veyra's filaments flared crimson, a warning flare. It's sentient, she whispered, eyes half closed, as if hearing its pulse. Ancient, vast. My filaments feel it, memories of a time before our stars. Her voice trembled, but her hand found his, warm as dying embers. Riley, it's watching us. Riley's stomach dropped, but he squeezed her hand, steadying them both. Sentient? Great, now we're chatting with space gods. Any chance it just wants a friendly wave? He said, voice tight but laced with swagger. 'Cause I'm fresh out of cosmic handshakes. Veyra's filaments softened to gold, her smile faint but fierce. It's curious, like you, she said, red eyes locking on his. Your spark drew it here. We need to speak to it, Riley. Through the filaments, through you. Riley exhaled, feeling like he stood before a supernova, beautiful and terrifying. Speak to it? I barely passed Diplomacy 101. All right, he said, voice steady, meeting her gaze. You lead, I follow. Let's not piss off the galaxy's oldest tenant. Veyra nodded, filaments blazing like a newborn star. She closed her eyes, her hand tightening on his, and Riley felt a hum, not just the ship, but deeper, like his pulse synced with hers, with the cloud. His mind expanded, images flashing, stars birthing, worlds dying, a cosmic tapestry older than time. God, Kane, you're in deep. The cloud pulsed, tendrils coiling closer, but not attacking. Veyra's voice broke through, soft but clear. It sees you, Riley, she whispered, filaments gold and crimson, a cosmic song. Your fire, human fire. It's listening. Riley swallowed, heart pounding like a thruster engine. Listening? To me? Then let's give it a show, he said, voice trembling but bold. He focused, picturing Frontier 12, the Alliance, Veyra's light, everything worth fighting for. The cloud shimmered, tendrils slowing, as if nodding in the dark. Veyra opened her eyes, filaments softening to orange, like a star at peace. You reached it, Riley, she said, voice warm, brushing him like a thermal wave. It's not a threat, not now. It's remembering us. Riley exhaled, slumping in his seat, her hand still in his. Hell of a first date, he muttered, grinning despite the ache in his chest. What's it remembering, Veyra? Me screwing up or you saving the day? She laughed, filaments flickering like a cosmic giggle. Both, she teased, red eyes glinting. But mostly, us, Riley. Human and Thalori, burning together. Her fingers laced with his, warm as a star's core, a promise in the void. The Valor hummed, sensors quieting, the cloud fading into the dark. Riley looked at Veyra, her filaments glowing like a beacon, and knew, whatever came next, they'd face it as one. All right, Kane, you're officially hooked. Hope the universe is ready for this fire. The USS Valor sliced through the cosmic dark, its hull vibrating like a tuning fork struck by the universe itself. Riley Kane gripped the controls, eyes locked on the swirling energy cloud ahead, a nebula gone rogue, its tendrils stretching miles, pulsing with light like a living star. The cockpit screen screamed with data, sensors overwhelmed by the anomaly's sheer scale. Beside him, Veyra sat rigid, her bronze skin aglow, filaments blazing, gold woven with crimson, like a supernova caught in a dance. Her ember star scent filled the cramped space, grounding Riley despite the madness outside. This thing's bigger than a planet, Kane, he thought, heart pounding like a thruster engine. Don't screw this up. Riley, it's speaking, Veyra whispered, her voice a soft pulse, eyes half closed as if hearing the void's heartbeat. Her filaments flared, crimson threads spiraling, syncing with the cloud's rhythm. It's ancient, alive, a mind older than our galaxies. And it sees you. Riley's stomach lurched. Sees me? Great, I'm on a first-name basis with a cosmic squid. Any chance it's just saying hi? He said, voice tight but laced with swagger, fingers twitching on the controls. 'Cause I'm not exactly fluent in whatever this is. Focus, Kane. You've got Veyra and a galaxy to not disappoint. Her red eyes flicked to him, filaments softening to gold, a faint smile breaking her focus. It's curious, Riley, she said, her voice warm, brushing him like a plasma wave. Like you? My filaments feel it, memories, questions. It's drawn to your spark, your humanity. Her hand found his, warm as dying embers, a lifeline in the dark. Riley squeezed her hand, feeling a hum, not just the ship, but deeper, like his pulse merged with hers, with the cloud. Humanity, huh? Guess we're the loudest noise in the void. All right, he said, voice steadier than he felt. How do we talk back? I'm guessing yelling "Take me to your leader" won't cut it. Veyra's filaments blazed, gold spiraling like a newborn star. Through us, she said, eyes closing fully, her grip tightening. The filaments bridged minds, Thalori, human, ancient. Focus with me, Riley. Picture what matters, Frontier 12, the Alliance, us. Her voice trembled, but her warmth held firm, a star refusing to fade. Riley exhaled, closing his eyes, letting her scent, embers and star wind, pull him in. He pictured the station's gleaming halls, Morgan's gruff orders, the squad's banter. He saw Veyra's filaments, flickering like a cosmic laugh, her red eyes burning with trust. His mind stretched, like falling into a nebula, images flashing, stars igniting, worlds crumbling, a vast tapestry of time. The cloud's tendrils slowed, coiling closer, not threatening but listening. Holy hell, it's working, he thought, heart racing. It hears you, Veyra murmured, her voice a thread in the cosmic hum. Your fire, brief, fierce, human. It wants to understand. Her filaments pulsed crimson, then gold, a song across the void. Show it why we fight, Riley. Riley focused harder, picturing humanity's stubborn streak, cities rebuilt from ash, ships defying the odds, his own dumb luck surviving dogfights. He thought of Veyra, her flames sinking with his, two species burning brighter together. The cloud shimmered, tendrils weaving patterns, like a star charting a course. A vision hit him, a rift in space, a gateway pulsing with light, calling the entity home. That's it, isn't it? Your loss, he realized, feeling its longing, ancient and raw. Veyra, he said, voice rough, eyes snapping open. It's not here to fight. It's homesick. There's a rift out there, a way back for it. Can we guide it? Her eyes opened, red nebulae sparkling with awe. Yes, she breathed, filaments blazing like a supernova. The filaments see it, a spatial tear 3 light seconds out. If we amplify the signal, it'll follow. Her hand tightened, a shared spark. You found its heart, Riley. Riley grinned, adrenaline surging. Homesick space god? That's a new one, Kane. Then let's be its GPS, he said, punching coordinates into the nav. The Valor hummed, aligning with the rift's faint pulse. Veyra's filaments flared, gold and crimson weaving, syncing with the ship's signal. Riley felt it again, his mind stretching, her warmth anchoring him, the cloud's vastness echoing back. The rift appeared on screen, a tear in the void, light spilling like a broken star. The cloud moved, tendrils flowing, following the Valor's beacon. Riley held his breath, guiding the ship, Veyra's hand in his. The entity surged, a silent wave of light, slipping through the rift. The screens dimmed, the hum fading, leaving only stars. Riley slumped, exhaling. We did it, he said, voice shaky but grinning. Sent a cosmic squid home. Not bad for a Tuesday. God, Kane, you're gonna need a drink after this. Veyra laughed, filaments softening to orange, like a star at peace. You spoke to the void, Riley, she said, red eyes glinting, warm as her touch. Your spark, it listened. She leaned closer, her scent wrapping him like a thermal wave. I knew you were more than a pilot. Riley's heart kicked, her warmth spreading like a supernova. More than a pilot? Careful, Veyra, I might believe you. Couldn't have done it without your glow, he said, winking, though his voice softened. We're a hell of a team, huh? Her filaments flickered, like a cosmic giggle. The best, she said, fingers lacing with his, a promise brighter than the rift. The Valor turned, heading back to Frontier 12, stars glittering like applause. Riley knew, whatever came next, they'd burn through it together. 6 months later, Riley Kane stood on Frontier 12's observation deck, the asteroid belt beyond sparkling like jewels on black velvet. The station hummed with life, human and Thalori voices blending, laughter echoing from the gala below. His dress uniform felt stiff, but the weight of metals pinned to his chest was lighter than the memory of that cosmic cloud. Saved the universe and got a shiny badge, he thought, smirking. Not bad, Kane. Veyra stood beside him, her bronze skin radiant under soft lights, her suit shimmering like supernova scales, bearing filaments that danced, gold and orange, like a galaxy at play. Her ember star scent wrapped him, warmer than any metal. The gala celebrated the Alliance's strength, sealed by their stunt with the entity. Riley glanced at Veyra, her red eyes catching starlight, filaments pulsing like a cosmic heartbeat. Regret staring at me that first day? She teased, voice velvet smooth, leaning closer, her arm brushing his. Riley chuckled, heart kicking like a thruster. God, she's still got you, Kane. Not a chance, he said, raising an eyebrow. Best distraction I ever had. From curious glances to saving the galaxy, not a bad arc, huh? Smooth, Kane. You're getting better at this. Veyra laughed, filaments flaring like a supernova spark. You humans, she said, red eyes glinting, playful but deep. Always finding ways to light the dark. She slipped her arm around his waist, her warmth spreading like a star's core. What's next for Lieutenant Kane? Another cosmic riddle? Riley grinned, slipping an arm around her, feeling her filaments hum against him. Maybe just this, he said, voice softening, nodding at the gala below. Humans and Thalori dancing, their lights mingling like twin stars. You, me, a station that doesn't blow up every week. Sounds like a plan, right? Her filaments softened to orange, like a star at dusk. A good plan, she murmured, leaning in, her lips brushing his, a kiss warm as a stellar flare, deep as the void they'd faced. Riley kissed back, heart soaring, like a ship breaking orbit. Holy hell, Kane, this is better than any metal. They pulled apart, her filaments twinkling like a cosmic laugh. Below, the gala pulsed, Jenkins spinning a Thalori delegate, Patel toasting with nectar, even Morgan cracking a rare smile. Riley thought back, briefing rooms, dogfights, a cloud older than time. Humanity's spark, Thalori flame, burning as one. HFY, huh? Guess we showed em. Veyra's hand found his, fingers lacing, her filaments blending with the deck's glow. Your fire's brief, Riley, she said, voice a soft pulse. But it shines fierce. Like a meteor. Riley squeezed her hand, grinning. And yours is a damn galaxy, he said, eyes locked on hers. Lucky me, I get to orbit it. Nailed it, Kane. The stars outside gleamed, endless and bright, but Riley's world was here, Veyra's light, their shared spark, a flame that could outshine the void. Whatever the universe threw next, they'd burn through it, together, like always.